So you think fast bowling is just about running in and yeeting a leather-wrapped rock at 150 clicks an hour? Wrong! Well, not entirely wrong. That's part of it. A very, very fun part of it. But behind every terrifyingly quick spell is an arsenal of deliveries so complex, so nuanced, it's basically a dark art. Today, we're diving deep into the fast bowler's bag of tricks. From the deliveries that shatter stumps to the ones that shatter egos, this is every single type of fast bowling delivery, explained in excruciating, glorious detail. Section 1. The conventional swing and seam game. This is the foundation of pace bowling, where the bowler uses the new ball's pristine condition to manipulate the air and the pitch. Outswinger. The outswinger is the classic temptress. The bowler holds the ball with the seam angled towards the slips, first or second slip, and the shiny side facing the batter. The goal is to release the ball with the wrist cocked, allowing the air to flow faster over the rough side, causing the ball to curve late and away from the right-handed batter. It's the siren song of cricket deliveries, tempting the batter into a drive, only to catch the outside edge and make a hero out of the slip fielder. Strategically, it's used to set up the batter, forcing them to play at balls they should leave. The master of this deception is Dale Steyn, whose perfect seam position and late movement made him a nightmare for opening batters. Inswinger. The inswinger is the opposite. The ball curves in the air towards the batter, threatening the stumps or the pads. The grip is the mirror image of the outswinger, with the seam angled towards the leg side and the shiny side facing away from the batter. The release is crucial, with the fingers rolling down the leg side of the ball to impart the necessary spin. It's the delivery that leads to more LBWs than a dodgy umpire. It's primarily used to target the stumps and exploit the gap between bat and pad. James Anderson is the modern king of conventional swing, capable of delivering both the inswinger and outswinger with surgical precision, often in the same over.
Corden. Oh, he's bowled him. What a ripper that is from Anderson. Outswingers in the first over. This one a big...
Straight seam delivery. The straight seam delivery is the foundation of all seam bowling and the most honest ball in cricket. The bowler holds the ball with the seam perfectly upright, aiming for it to land on the seam itself. The release is clean, with the fingers positioned on either side of the seam, ensuring the ball rotates end over end with the seam vertical. This relies entirely on the pitch surface to cause a deviation, or nip, either in or away. This is the delivery that separates the accurate from the erratic. Glenn McGrath built his legendary career on the back of this delivery, proving that perfect line and length delivered straight is often more lethal than raw pace. Cross-seam delivery. The cross-seam delivery is the first step into chaos. Instead of holding the seam upright, the bowler holds it perpendicular to the line of flight with the fingers gripping across the width of the seam. This grip kills the conventional swing and spin, but makes the ball behave unpredictably off the pitch. If it lands on the seam, the friction can cause it to rear up with extra bounce. If it lands on the leather, it can skid low. It's the delivery that says, I have no idea what this pitch is doing, so neither should you. It's a great change-up to break a batter's rhythm. Wobble seam delivery. The wobble seam delivery is the ultimate agent of chaos, a delivery that was essentially discovered by accident. The bowler deliberately releases the ball with a slightly misaligned seam, causing it to wobble end over end, rather than spin cleanly. The grip is similar to the straight seam, but the release involves a slight twist or a less than perfect rollover of the fingers. This makes the movement off the pitch completely random. It might nip in, nip out, or just go straight. It's the cricketing equivalent of rolling the dice, and a nightmare for batters who rely on reading the seam. It's a favourite variation of modern pacers like Stuart Broad and Kagiso Rabada. Section 2. Reverse swing. The dark arts. This is the most mysterious, the most controversial, and the most devastating form of swing, achievable only with an old battered ball where one side is rough and the other is shiny. Reverse outswing. The reverse outswing is when the old ball swings away from the right-handed batter, despite the rough side being on the outside. The grip is the same as the conventional inswinger, seam-angled leg side, but the rough side now creates drag, forcing the ball to swing against the conventional direction. It's a late, sharp movement that is almost impossible to pick up. Reverse in-swing. The reverse in-swing is when the old ball swings in towards the batter. The grip is the same as the conventional outswinger, seam angled towards the slips, but the rough side creates drag, causing the ball to swing in. This is the delivery that shatters stumps and toes. The undisputed masters of this dark art were the Pakistani duo of Wasim Akram and Waqar Younis, who could make the ball talk in the most impossible conditions, often bowling at the death with devastating effect. Section 3. Core lengths and intimidation. These are the strategic positions on the pitch that dictate the entire contest. Good length delivery. The good length delivery is the sweet spot, the perfect distance to make the batter unsure whether to play forward or back. It pitches far enough away from the batter to make them doubt a forward defence, but close enough to make a back foot shot risky. It's the most consistent wicket-taking length and the foundation of the careers of bowlers like Glenn McGrath. Full-length delivery. The full-length delivery is pitched up, fuller than a good length, landing just outside the batter's crease. It's a risk-reward delivery. It tempts the batter to drive, but a slight error can result in an edge or an LBW. It's the strategic precursor to the Yorker, forcing the batter to commit their front foot. Short ball. The short ball is a general term for any short pitch delivery, usually aimed at the batter's body or ribcage, forcing them to defend or take evasive action. It's used to push the batter onto the back foot and create doubt. Bouncer. The bouncer is the nuclear option of the short ball. It's a short-pitched delivery that bounces once and reaches the batter at head or chest height. The laws of cricket restrict the number of bouncers per over because of the inherent danger. Mitchell Johnson's aggressive use of the bouncer in the 2013-14 Ashes series was a masterclass in intimidation, dismantling the English batting lineup purely through fear. Section 4. The Yorker and its deadly variations. The Yorker is not just one delivery, it's a family of deliveries, each with its own specific purpose. Yorker. The standard Yorker is the silver bullet. It's aimed at the base of the stumps, landing right at the batter's feet. The grip is tight, and the release is a forceful, vertical snap of the wrist, driving the ball down onto the pitch. It's the delivery that makes the batter question their life choices. In-swinging Yorker. The in-swinging Yorker combines the pinpoint accuracy of the Yorker with the movement of the in-swinger. The seam is angled towards the leg side, and the ball curves late into the batter's toes. It is an absolute nightmare to defend, as the batter has to account for both the length and the lateral movement. Outswinging Yorker. The outswinging Yorker swings away from the batter, aiming to beat the outside edge and clip the off stump. It requires an even cleaner release than the in-swinging version to maintain the outswing late in the trajectory. Reverse swing Yorker. The reverse swing Yorker is the ultimate weapon, combining the late sharp movement of reverse swing with the pinpoint accuracy of the Yorker. The grip and release are dictated by the reverse swing mechanics, but the length must be perfect. Waqar Younis was famous for this, knocking over middle stumps with frightening regularity. Wide Yorker. The wide Yorker is a modern T20 variation, delivered wide of the off-stump line, often just inside the wide line. It's designed to restrict the batter from hitting through the line, forcing them to chase the ball, and often resulting in a dot ball or a miss-hit. Jasprit Bumrah uses this variation expertly in the death overs to shut down scoring opportunities. Slower Yorker. The slower Yorker is the ultimate deception at the death. The bowler maintains the Yorker length but reduces the pace using a slower ball grip. The batter, expecting a 140 kph rocket, plays their shot too early and misses the ball entirely. Section 5. The slower ball arsenal. This is the arsenal of deception, where the bowler uses a change of pace to make the batter look foolish. Back of the hand slower ball. The back of the hand slower ball is one of the most common. The bowler rotates their wrist, so the back of their hand faces the batter at release. This kills the pace and makes the ball float out, often with a slight overspin that causes it to dip. It's a simple, effective way to take 30-40 kph off the delivery. Off-cutter. The off-cutter is a spinning delivery at pace. The bowler rolls their fingers over the ball like an off-spinner, clockwise for a right-armer, causing it to cut in towards the right-handed batter after pitching. The change in grip and wrist position reduces the pace, and the spin causes the deviation. Jasprit Bumrah and Chris Wokes use this to great effect. Leg cutter. The leg cutter is the opposite, rolled like a leg spinner, anti-clockwise for a right-armer, to cut away from the right-handed batter after pitching. It's a slightly more difficult variation to master, but is devastating on pitches that offer grip. Split finger slower ball. The split finger slower ball is a technique borrowed from baseball. The bowler splits their index and middle fingers around the seam, which reduces the force applied directly behind the ball. This causes the ball to come out significantly slower and often dip sharply. Glenn McGrath and Zahir Khan were known to use this subtle variation. Knuckleball. The knuckleball is the weirdest of the lot. The bowler grips the ball with their knuckles, releasing it with minimal spin. It wobbles and dips unpredictably in the air, making it incredibly difficult for the batter to time their shot. The lack of rotation means the ball is heavily affected by air pressure, leading to its erratic flight. Andrew Ty is the modern master of this enigmatic delivery. Rolling fingers. Slower ball. The rolling fingers. Slower ball is often synonymous with the off-cutter, where the bowler rolls their fingers over the ball in a clockwise direction for a right-armer to impart spin and reduce pace. The emphasis here is on the rolling action, which is the key to the pace change. Harshal Patel is a prime example of a bowler who uses this to great effect in T20 cricket. Cross-seam slower ball. The cross-seam slower ball is a combination of deception and unpredictability. The ball is held across the seam and released with a slower action. The reduced pace makes the ball's movement off the pitch, whether it rears up or skids, even more pronounced and difficult to handle. It's a double whammy of pace change and unpredictable bounce. So, there you have it. Every type of fast bowling delivery, from the sublime to the ridiculous. It's a world of skill, strategy, and sheer unadulterated pace. It's what makes cricket the greatest sport on earth. And if you disagree, well, you're just wrong.